Hey there, it's been about 5 months since our last little painting video, so I thought I would go ahead and try to do another one of those today. You can see I got my painting cap on. I've also added my little Happy Trees painting shirt today, so pictures should probably be about twice as good. Anyway, let me show you what I've got started so far, and then we will just do a happy little painting. So I just threw a little bit of color on there for the sky. The sky's not going to be a big focus of the picture today. Don't know exactly what we're going to do yet, but I think it's going to be some sort of kind of autumny fall type picture. But anyway, I just threw a little bit of white and yellow ochre on there, and now we're going to go ahead and get started. So let me set the camera up here. Okay, I think first we're just going to drop us in a little bit of a distant mountain, and then I think we're going to have maybe a little something in front of it. So I've got my palette here with all of our colors that we're going to need today on it. There's only maybe 5 or 6 colors we'll use today, but to make a mountain, we're going to spread out some dark paint, some black paint, and cut off a little roll on the end of the knife there. You can see the little roll of paint again. And then you kind of just make up your mind and make it whatever shape and size you want it to be. I think for me today, we're just going to do a little right there. A little something right there. For that little portion, we're going to be done. We're going to take a little brush and just drag out that paint a little bit. Get rid of some of that excess paint. We'll just blend it off over the side there. Who knows where it goes. Now we're just going to add some super light highlights on that little mountain. We don't need much, we don't want much because it's pretty far away, but I've just got a tiny little bit of white and yellow ochre, and I think we're going to have our highlight on this side today. That. So that's all we're looking for right now. Now, in front of that, I think we're going to add maybe a little, I don't know, a little melting snow or glacier or something. So, again, back into our knife, we're going to get some black color again. And this time, I think we're just going to cut it right across there. It's going to go, kind of like that. I'm just trying to get a general idea, general shape right now. Going on my palette here, getting a big old chunk of white paint. You can see how much, if I can hold there you go. See how much paint's on there. And we're just gonna smush it in here. We'll come back in just a minute and blend this white so it looks like a glacier, but just getting a bunch of white on the canvas for a minute. A little closer. You can see, maybe if it'll focus. There we go. You can see there's some little dark spots in there. Makes it look like there's some little shadows, and that's not just all flat ground. Who knows what the snow covered up there. So leave some of those little shadows and dark spots. It'll add a little depth and little life to your painting. So alrighty, now we're gonna go back in with a knife and kind of clean up these edges. I think I want just a little bit of highlight on the outside of this mountain, make it look like there's some rocks on these sides here. So for that, we're going to take a little bit of black and some white, kind of make a gray color. There we go. Something like that little gray color right there. Little roll on the end of your knife there. Now, let's say we want to put, maybe we want to put a rock in the middle of this glacier. We're going to our black paint, get a little roll of paint, and anywhere you want that rock to be. Let's just, maybe right there. Just drop it in. It's right there. Just that easy. You've got a little rock there. Come back in with our little blender brush and kind of drag some shadow out. Now I think what we'll do is we'll put a little, maybe a little stand of trees in front of here. Let's go get our fan brush, and for this we're just gonna use a dark color. First we'll blend this out just a little bit more. We're gonna take our fan brush and load a bunch of dark color in it. So you can kind of wiggle your brush, get a lot of color in it, pull it out, wiggle it. You want it nice and full. Nice sharp edge to it there. And now we're gonna come in, we're just gonna tap in some little trees here. Okay, we're not too worried about the sides up here right now. I think we're gonna have some trees covering up some of this, but maybe while I've got that fan brush going with some dark paint, I'll go ahead and put in some of that color right now. And over on this side, maybe we've got a couple big evergreens living on this other side. We'll mix it up just a little bit. I'm just loading up my brush. More color. Now for a evergreen tree, you're just gonna, I like to draw kind of a outline of where I want it to live first. And you're just gonna use the corner of your brush, make some little Z strokes. Make a little evergreen tree here. One more tree over on that side. Everybody needs a friend. We've got to give this guy a friend over here. Oh, his friend's just a little bit bigger than he is. I think there might be maybe a few kind of reddish orange bushes in front of there. So I'm gonna take this little round brush, a little bit of red paint. Oh, let's just try red and see how it looks. We'll add a little, kind of a little field, a little clearing. Oh, and I don't want because I want this kind of an autumn picture, I don't want too much green. I'm going to use some yellow and yellow ochre mixed with white. See kind of what color that gives us. You just get a little bit of white paint on the end of your brush and put some highlights on that grass. A little bit of a clearing there. I think we're gonna have some water and maybe a waterfall in this picture. So, what should I do next? A little bit of white. And maybe we've got kind of a little river that runs in here. Goes right in here. Somewhere around there. Gotta make those little sounds or it won't work. build some walls around our waterfall. Gotta have something to hold it on the canvas there. So we're gonna go back into our black paint, cut off a little roll of paint, and then we're just gonna build some land. Not gonna see much there except some dark color, but we've got some rocks we're gonna go back in. We've got some sides for the waterfall. Alrighty, let's mix up. Well, let's make some mist and splashes down here at the bottom of the waterfall. Waterfall that big, they'd have some splashes down here. Okay, I think we're gonna go take a break on the bottom for just a minute and we'll put a few highlights on these trees up here. I think for the evergreens we're gonna use a dark green color. We don't want them too bright in this particular picture, so I'm just gonna mix up some yellow and some black, kind of get us a dark green color. And we're just gonna use the corner of the brush, tap in a few highlights. Let me get you so you can see that just a little bit better. And you can see a few of those highlights on there now. It just kind of separates the trees a little bit. And now onto the other side. Get a little brush like this and go into some black paint, and we're just going to drop in some branches. You're not going to be able to see it real well just yet, but we'll know they're there and you'll see them in just a minute. Alright, so we've got the outline of some branches. Now we're going to go in and put some highlights on so you can actually see it. So for that, clean off the old palette knife. And we're going to kind of use a mixture of some brown, yellow ochre, and some white down here in the corner. That's going to be our highlight color for the trees. So same thing when you're making your mountains, you're just going to cut off a little roll of paint and start putting a few highlights on here. I think we'll start down here. Go back in and put a few more leaves on top of that, over the top of those branches. Now we'll put some highlights on our land area here. So let's combine some yellow ochre and some brown, some white, pretty similar to that color we were using for the trees, just a little bit darker. That's going to be our rock color highlight. Let's start over on this side this time. Okay, we are back. All I did was finish adding some highlights to the rest of these rocks, a couple of rocks in the stream there. Now I think we're going to finish out the water at the bottom, and then we'll add a couple of finishing details. But so for the water at the bottom, again, I'm just getting a little bit of white paint on my brush, and we'll just kind of let it play down here. I think let's maybe have another couple of red bushes down here to kind of tie it into the top. Oh, maybe there's one that's right there, kind of growing right out of the side of the rock face. Who knows? In your world, you can do whatever you want. In my world, I got red bushes growing out of rock faces. Alright, now that we've got pretty much the bulk of the painting done, I just want to add one or two more little details. I think I see a few little twigs or trees or something over here, so I'm going to go into some black paint. You can use a knife or a brush. I'm going to use just kind of a thin brush on this one for a minute, but pick where you want your trees and drop them in. I think we're just going to sign that one and call it good.